Hi and welcome to my channel. It's day 13 of my hair transplant, and as you can see, I had the procedure done. I had my procedure done in Turkey, in Istanbul, by Dr. Ilker Apaydin. I had a total of 3,600 hair follicles transplanted at a total cost of 3,600 euros. It is now day 13, and I'm here to share some updates with you. In my previous video, in my post-procedure video, I shared some details about the operation, and now I'm going to review the entire operation or procedure and share those details with you so you know what to expect if you decide to have a hair transplant yourself. Because that is the purpose of this channel and my videos, in order to document my journey. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is actually arriving to Istanbul. I'm flying in from Copenhagen. It was fairly easy, a flight travel of 3.5 hours. I arrived in the airport, and lo and behold, there was no driver to be seen. I was told there was going to be a picture with a number on it, which I just were to contact, and he would pick me up and take me to the hotel. But he was not there. And I did not have any data on my mobile phone. So I went across from arrival into McDonald's, bought some Wi-Fi, contacted Layla from the clinic, and she contacted the driver, and he was actually in the airport, but I don't know why I didn't meet him. Anyway, we connected, took approximately 20 minutes or something like that. We connected, and I was put into the transportation vehicle. I shot a little video, which you can see here, and as you can see, it's quite luxurious. I was the only one arriving, so it might be a little bit over the top, but I didn't mind, as I was stuck in traffic for almost 2 hours. I arrived in Istanbul during rush hour, and that's just how it is. So, unfortunate. But however, the driver spoke English, so that was quite great. We had a little conversation, and I get to read a little bit. So it's no big deal. I arrived 1 day prior to my procedure, so it's fine. Arrived at the hotel, my luggage was taken care of, extremely service oriented. I was checked into my hotel, very easy. I went out just nearby steakhouse, got a steak. It was very, very decent, I would say. If you're in Istanbul, go out, have a dinner, treat yourself. But remember, no alcohol day before the procedure. The accommodation, the hotel itself was actually okay. 3 stars as I recall it. Breakfast included. It was okay. Nothing to be said about it. It was standardized, and I didn't expect more for the price. So it's fine. The hotel itself is situated not far from the clinic. It's just a 5-minute walk, which is absolutely fine. On the day of my surgery, I arrived at the clinic 7 in the morning. Was picked up at my hotel. Sorry, 7:30. I was picked up at my hotel by Dr. Ilker's assistant, and brought over. I was inspected. I was oriented. I signed all the necessary papers, all the details, and took the necessary medication leading up to the procedures. There are some medications that you are expected to intake. Just to make everything go more smoothly. There was a brief consultation about my hairline, the design of my hairline. And come to think of it, it was very fast. Dr. Ilker came in, took one look at my head, and he drew up my hairline. And one thing I did consider this a lot up to the actual consultation. I've been wondering what a good hairline on me would look like, and I thought I want to stay true to my old hairline, and this is not true to my old hairline, but I don't mind. Actually, he drew up my hairline, as you can see in this picture, and as you can also see, it's not conservative in any way. And what I came to realize is that I definitely trust this guy, because I actually imagined that he would draw up my receding hairlines even up further, but I think actually this hairline complements the shape of my head, and I would say it's when I looked at it the first time, I didn't think twice about it. I was like, yes, this looks nice. This actually looks very nice, and that was kind of like the point of it. I took one look at the mirror, and I had no doubt that this is actually correct. This is what I wanted to be done. Dr. Ilker informed me that we want to construct a natural hairline, and there's going to be some indifferences between the two sides of your head, meaning the left and right, and that's only natural because nobody's symmetric in that shape, that one side reflects the other one. There's going to be some asymmetric shapes, which is only natural. So I understood that, of course, and this is the final result, I would say. And again, I'm fairly happy with that consultation. Let's have a little talk about the pain and the anesthetics and the injections. I was led to believe that the entire team would be speaking English. They did not. Some of them understood English, could communicate a little bit in English, but the majority of the technicians did not speak English. There was only the assistants and Dr. Ilker that spoke English fluently. There was a little bit of a language barrier, but not necessarily anything that was complicated, because I was told if I were in pain, I would just tell the technicians and they will inject me with more anesthetics. Anyway, the procedure kicked off with a lot of injections going into my head, and I was told about this. And be mindful about the local anesthetics in Turkey does also contain adrenaline. So the heart starts pumping and you get pumped up. I don't know whether this is normal. I was not aware of this, but I was informed up front, so I was prepared for it. So that was actually fine. Getting the injections were no problem. It did pain, it did hurt. I expected it. And to be honest, I also thought that was kind of like that was the part of the procedure that's going to be most painful. I was wrong, I guess. Throughout my procedure, the technicians kept on injecting me with anesthetics. Sometimes I was not informed about this. She would just go on and do the injections on me, which came to one point where I told her, okay, you need to inform me when you do injections on me, because it might be that my entire scalp is numb and I cannot feel anything, but I can hear the needle poking through my skin on my head. It's not a nice feeling, and I would like to be prepared for that. And that's kind of like where the language barrier comes up, because I don't think she caught that. And slowly the anesthetics started to wear off, and I was sitting there in the chair, and I told her sometimes, I'm in pain, I would like some injections. I got some injections, but it just reoccurred. And in the end, I was like, okay, let's just get this show on the road. The procedure started 9 o'clock, and I was done 6 o'clock. And at the end, when they started doing the extractions from the backside of my head, I was like, okay, let's just get it done. And I just sat through the pain. And that was what it was. It hurt, and that's just how it is. You gotta be prepared for that. And when I was done, I was exhausted. As you can probably see in my last video, in the post-operational video confession, I would say, I was exhausted. It was great to have it done, and I was very relieved when I was done. But it was a tough round, I would say. But anyway, I was done and I got my hairband on, and then the recovery started. The following day, I went for a washing session, and as you can see in this picture, my head is swollen quite significantly, and that's again just how it is. They provide you with a hat, as you can see in this picture, so you are not exposed to the environment. And that's fine, and you can walk around and everything, it's no problem. But be mindful that your head's gonna be swollen for a few days, and you're not really gonna be able to do anything in particular. Two things actually saved me on that matter. One thing being that I decided to stay an extra day, so I did not just take my wash and go home, as other people do. I decided to stay an extra day at the hotel. And the hotel provided room service with great food at no cost at all, compared to Danish prices, I would say. So I just stayed in my room, and I was still leaking some anesthetics from my head, just the liquids. And as you can see in this picture, it's a quite messy affair. So it's actually nice just to be taken care of when you're staying at the hotel. After that, after the following day, I went back home, and again I went to the airport with my hat on top, expecting some other people out there. Didn't see anyone initially other getting hair transplant, but I did see other people, and then I felt more comfortable just leaving the hat in the back and didn't wear it. And I sat on the flight, and luckily I would say I had a procedure where I had the front part and I had my mid crown here being done, leaving out the middle section here. And luckily for me, I have my noise cancellation headset, and as you can see, I could actually sit quite comfortably on the flight, listening to some music and just minding my own business. So it weren't really a big deal. Coming back home, you are supposed to leave the headband on for a few days. I took it off and I looked like this. Yeah. The headband prevents the swelling from coming down. But again, I think my head was swollen maybe 5 days post procedure. So be mindful of this. If you think you're going to be able to work straight after, I'll be honest, no. No, you're not. Most people are going to be looking like this when they remove the headband. Unless they have a lesser procedure perhaps, with lesser injections and stuff like that. But just how it is. I was provided with some shampoo and lotion as well, which I've applied on daily. I've now stopped with the shampoo as all the scabs have fallen off now, or at least most of them have. I'm only applying the lotion in order to heal up much better. And it is helping a lot. I'm still red around my the transplanted area. But if you look at my back, I mean, that's amazing. I did not expect to heal this fast in the back of my head. I'm still very sore, I would say, in the back head. But I would say the most exposing part right now is my frontal part and my crown, where the transplant has actually been inserted. And it's still quite, I'm not really going to be touching this. I'm still going to be waiting a few more days until the grafts have settled. They do say that grafts have settled within, I think it's 72 hours. But I'm just going to be leaving out for 2 weeks where I'm not really doing anything. Just leave everything alone and then hope for the recovery to be easygoing. And I would say on this day 13, I have some complications. I thought I had some graft falling out, which I show you here. I showed them to Dr. Ilker, and he said, do not worry about this. This happens. And I did. I was told that you are expected to lose about 10% of the transplanted hair. And this is only like 5 years or something like that. I've lost more than this, but it's okay. It's collateral damage. It's just part of getting a hair transplant. You are expected to lose some of the grafts. Whether these will grow out again, whether the hair follicle has actually settled in, I don't know. But looking at the end result, I'm actually quite confident that the result is going to be great. One thing I was told post-procedure when I was sat down and told how many hair follicles they managed to transplant, that was 3,635. They managed to transplant in average 2 hair per follicle, and they expect great results. And I mean, even saying that to me brought calmness to myself. That, okay, I went through all of this, and they expect a great result. And I know I can only hope, and I guess time will tell in the end whether it's going to yield. And I'm very much looking forward to that, at least. But status on day 10 is that, as I said, I'm still sore and numb. Oh my God, yeah, the entire front head is numb. I cannot feel anything, except for the small portion in the middle where they didn't conduct any procedure because I already have hair. And also on the crown itself, I cannot feel anything. It's still numb, and I guess it's gonna, the feeling's gonna slowly return, maybe throughout the next couple of months. Also, the redness is gonna recede in a few months' time. I am again prepared for this, so it's fine. And I guess the next thing that is up for me is just the shedding phase. I expect to start shedding in a few days, maybe even a week, and the hairs is gonna fall out. And I'm actually quite excited, I guess, to see the hair starting to come off in that way, only meaning that I'm part of the normal hair transplant procedure. I can only guess. I mean, I've seen pictures of people out there going completely bald again and then growing out a magnificent set of hair. So I'm not really I'm not really fearful of that. So I'm expecting, but I do hope that my hairs is gonna stay in. I mean, I kind of like the new look I'm getting. And also I already received a few compliments that people actually say that this hairline that's been drawn on me actually suits my head. So I guess one of the last note I'm gonna throw in there before I end this video is that at this point in time where I'm still recovering and 13 days passed, I can still feel small sensational joints of pain or jolts of pains coming into my skin up here. I guess it's just the recovering phase that you do experience a little bit of pain, and be mindful of the procedure is quite invasive on your skin. So I guess that's just it. But I'm just telling you so you can be prepared for it. So a little bit of pain even here, almost 2 weeks past. But it's nothing, it's not big. So yeah, I guess that is for this time around. I will be updating, I guess, in when I reach the 1 month mile, or 1 month marker, and we'll take it from there. So take care.